Hi, I'm Sarah. Growing up, Grandma Ellie wasn't just a grandmother. She was a mentor, a confidant, and the heart of our family. Her home was the center of every gathering, from Thanksgiving dinners to summer barbecues. When she passed away last month, it felt like the core of our family had been torn apart. The morning of her funeral was heavy with mist, as if the sky itself mourned with us. Our large family, uncles, aunts, cousins, gathered at the old church, filling the air with whispered conversations and the occasional quiet sob. The scent of lilies, Grandma's favorite flower, hung in the air. I clutched the last letter she wrote me, her gold locket resting against my neck, a piece from the collection she left me in her will. Grandma had made her intentions clear. Most of her estate, including valuable jewelry and a significant sum of money, was to go to me. She believed in my dreams of starting a nonprofit for children's literacy, a passion we both shared. But as the eulogy began, I felt the weight of Aunt Linda's gaze. Aunt Linda, my father's younger sister, was known for her charm that often veered into manipulation. She could make you uneasy with just a look. After the service, as we made our way to the gravesite, she cornered me near the old oak tree that overlooked Grandma's resting place. "Sarah, darling," she began, her voice sickly sweet. "You know how hard things have been for my kids lately. Surely you don't need all of Grandma's gifts." Her words hung in the air, a thinly veiled demand disguised as concern. I tightened my grip on Grandma's letter, feeling the edges bite into my palms. "Aunt Linda," I said, keeping my voice steady. "Grandma knew what she was doing when she wrote her will. It's not just about the money or the jewelry, it's about her trust in me to carry on her legacy." "Oh, come now," Aunt Linda pressed, her eyes flicking to the nearby mourners to ensure no one overheard. "Be reasonable. My kids could use a little help, and it's not like you're struggling." Her audacity made my heart race. I knew better than to argue with her here, in the middle of the funeral. Drama was her fuel. "Aunt Linda, this isn't the time or place. We can talk later if we must," I replied sharply. She flashed a tight smile that never reached her eyes and patted my shoulder, a bit too forcefully. "Of course, darling. We'll talk later," she said before slipping back into the crowd. As I watched her walk away, the reality of what I was facing sank in. This wasn't just about an inheritance, it was about respecting Grandma Ellie's wishes, her values, her legacy. And I knew this was just the beginning. The battle lines had been drawn, not just over family assets, but over the principles Grandma had instilled in me. Later, Aunt Linda returned to the subject, her tone more insistent. "You know my kids have had it rough this year. College is expensive, and with the economy—" "Aunt Linda," I interrupted. Grandma made her wishes clear. This isn't just about money. It's about continuing what she believed in. "But Sarah, think about the family. You were always her favorite. You got her time, her stories. My kids, your cousins, they need this. It's what she would have wanted." "With all due respect," I said firmly, "it's not about what you think Grandma would have wanted. It's about what she actually said and wrote down. This isn't a suggestion, it's her will." She huffed, her frustration palpable. "It's so like you to cling to technicalities. You make plenty from your job, don't you? Why hold on to something that could change your cousins' lives?" "Aunt Linda, helping family doesn't mean disregarding Grandma's final decisions. I can't just ignore her will, legally or morally." "Oh, come now, Sarah. Morals and legalities? This is family. We help each other. You could help, and you're choosing not to. That's on you." "Aunt Linda, helping doesn't mean handing over everything Grandma left me. You're twisting her intentions, and we both know it. And what will you do with it all? Start some charity and throw money at problems? Is that better than helping your own blood?" "Yes," I answered firmly. "If that's what Grandma wanted, then yes. It's about making a real difference the way she intended." "Alienating your family is a real difference you aim for?" She shot back. "You're being selfish, Sarah." "Well, that's not what Grandma stood for," I said, my patience wearing thin. "Aunt Linda, this isn't about what you think is right. It's about respecting Grandma's wishes. She was very clear about what she wanted to happen with her estate." Aunt Linda's lips curled into a sneer. "We'll see just how clear everyone else thinks she was when they hear about how you're hoarding her legacy. Family should come first, Sarah, not some lofty ideals or legal documents." I took a deep breath. "If you want to discuss this further, we can involve the lawyers. I'm sure they'll clarify what clear means in terms of a legally binding will." "Lawyers? Is that a threat?" Aunt Linda's voice was sharp now, her tone biting. You're willing to tear this family apart over some jewels and cash. It's not a threat, Aunt Linda. It's about doing what's right, I replied, trying to stay calm. This isn't about tearing anyone apart. It's about following through with responsibility. And if that means involving lawyers to keep peace and respect Grandma's wishes, so be it. Her eyes narrowed. Well, Sarah, remember that actions have consequences. I hope you're ready for them. As do words, Aunt Linda. I'll do what needs to be done. I turned to walk away, the weight of her words hanging heavy in the air, but my resolve to honor Grandma's wishes only solidified. The battle lines had been drawn, not in the shifting sands of family drama, but in the solid ground of Grandma's legacy. As I moved through the crowd, I heard a voice behind me. I heard everything, Sarah. I turned to see my cousin Mike standing there. I didn't mean for you to. No need to explain, Mike interrupted. Aunt Linda's been pulling this kind of stuff for years. You're just the latest. Got a minute to talk? Sure, I nodded. Several of us have had run-ins with her, Mike continued. Remember when Uncle Joe passed away and there was all that drama over his car collection? Turned out Aunt Linda promised her son his Mustang, even though it was meant to go to charity. I blinked, surprised. I had no idea it went that far. Mike nodded grimly. That's just the tip of the iceberg. You standing up to her. It's about time someone did. I just want to respect Grandma's wishes, I said. But Aunt Linda's making this personal, and it's splitting the family. You're not alone in this, Sarah, Mike reassured me. We can gather stories, put everything together, and show the family what's really been going on behind those sweet talks of hers. I hesitated, but then agreed. That sounds like a plan, but we need to be careful. We can't just throw accusations without proof. Agreed. I'll talk to a few people who've dealt with her before. We'll meet up later and compile everything. Thanks, Mike. This isn't just for me, it's for Grandma. Later that day, our cousin Jenna joined the conversation. I heard what Aunt Linda's trying to pull, and it's just not right, she said. She did something similar when Grandpa was in the hospital, trying to get him to change his will in her favor. It was disgusting. Wow, Jenna, I had no idea. Could you write that down? Any details you have would help. Absolutely. I'll send you everything tonight. We can't let her get away with this again. Thank you, I said, feeling a growing sense of determination. Here's the plan. We gather all the evidence we can, compile it into a clear presentation, and at the next family gathering, we lay it all out. Transparently, calmly, but firmly. We show everyone Aunt Linda's pattern of manipulation. Do we confront her in front of everyone? Mike asked. It has to be public, I answered. Otherwise, she'll twist it. But we keep it factual, no personal attacks. Just the truth, laid bare for everyone to see. If we're united in this, she'll have to face reality. It's going to be intense, Jenna said, but you're right, it's the only way. Thanks for standing with me, I said, relieved. This isn't just about the inheritance, it's about integrity and honoring Grandma's memory the right way. We're with you, Sarah, Mike replied. Let's get to work. As the meeting ended, I felt a mixture of apprehension and relief. Taking down Aunt Linda's facade wouldn't be easy, but it was necessary. Armed with the truth and the support of my family, I was ready to defend Grandma's legacy, no matter what it took. A few weeks later, the family gathered again. I stood before them, feeling the weight of what was about to happen. Everyone, thank you for coming together tonight. There's something important we need to address as a family. Aunt Linda's voice cut through the room. What's this about, Sarah? It's about our family's future and honoring Grandma's true wishes, I said, keeping my voice steady. Over the past few weeks, you've questioned the terms of Grandma's will, suggesting it should benefit your children more. But that's not the whole story, is it? Aunt Linda stiffened. I'm not sure what you're implying, but I've always had this family's best interests at heart. That's not the truth, I said firmly. You've manipulated family situations for your own gain. Remember Uncle Joe's car collection, or when you tried to change Grandpa's will? We have evidence, Aunt Linda. Testimonies from family members, documents you tampered with. It's all here. This is ridiculous, Aunt Linda snapped. You're attacking me in front of everyone based on rumors. Not rumors, I replied, holding up papers. Facts. Here's an email from Janet about the hospital incident. And here's a statement from Mike about the car collection. It's not just one or two incidents, Aunt Linda. It's a pattern. She looked around, incredulous. You all believe this. My own family turning against me based on Sarah's word. So it's not just Sarah's word, Mike chimed in, stepping forward. I was there, Linda. I saw the documents you manipulated. Linda's eyes darted between us, her voice rising. Mike, why bring up old stories now? We should be looking out for each other, not dredging up the past. Looking out for each other is exactly why we're doing this, Linda, I replied. We can't ignore the truth. Linda crossed her arms, her tone defensive. I've always done everything for this family. You're just trying to make me the villain because I spoke up. No one's making you a villain, Linda, Mike said gently. You chose your actions. All we're doing is bringing them to light. She scoffed. So what now? You're going to kick me out of the family? We don't want that, I said firmly. But we do want accountability. You need to acknowledge what you've done and why it's wrong. Until then, it's best if you step back from family decisions. This is unbelievable, Linda muttered, shaking her head. I'm being ostracized by my own family. It's not ostracization, Linda, it's consequence, I explained. You're welcome back once there's genuine acknowledgement and change. Linda's face hardened. Fine. If that's how you all feel, I'll step back. But remember, families are supposed to forgive. Forgiveness comes with change, Linda. We hope to see that from you. As Linda stormed out, the room was left heavy with mixed emotions. Mike sighed and turned to me. Thank you, Sarah, for standing up like that. It couldn't have been easy. It wasn't, I admitted, feeling the weight lift. But it was necessary. Grandma deserved that much. Looking at the family, I continued. Going forward, I'll be using part of my inheritance to start a charity fund in Grandma's name. It'll support family members in real need, but with strict oversight to ensure it's used as she intended. That's a beautiful way to honor her, Jenna said softly. She would have been proud. As the evening wound down, I felt a deep sense of relief and closure. Standing up for Grandma's legacy wasn't just about confronting Aunt Linda. It was about preserving the values Grandma had instilled in us. Integrity, honesty, and respect for each other's wishes would be the true legacy I carry forward. Through the charity, Grandma's generosity would continue, not just in memory, but in action, helping others as she had always done. This was the real way to honor her spirit. Now that we've reached the end of the story, here's a question for you all. If you were in Sarah's position, how would you handle a family member who manipulates situations for their own benefit? Is public confrontation the best approach, or would you handle it differently? Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below, and don't forget to like the video if you enjoyed the story and subscribe for more.